indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Roll call, Shanna.
The mayor and all alderpersons are present except Alderperson Webb and Alderperson Savage, who are absent and excused.
Thank you very much. We have before us a unanimous consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Move to approve by President Rusniak, second by Alderperson Turchi.
Motion by Alderperson Rusniak, seconded by Alderperson Turchi, approving the following two items on the unanimous consent agenda: the Common Council minutes of December 12th, 2023, and accepting the quote from J&H Heating for the purchase of a pool heater for Veterans Memorial Aquatic Center at a cost not to exceed $259,224.
Thank you. Any comments, questions, corrections? Yes, Alderperson Fulop.
The pool heater, replacing.
Placing.
And the life of the old one was what?
Not long enough.
7 years?
7 years, I think, right? Yeah.
Okay. This was unknown, budgeted?
What's that?
Was this an unknown? I mean, like, did we know that it was failing and we repaired, or we decided to determine to completely replace? Where is that?
Yeah, so as presented at the CIP budget meeting, this was an item that, again, they knew was failing, and it was multiple, so we're replacing multiple heaters with one. And again, looking at what it was costing us to try to maintain those heaters, it was best option to just purchase a brand-new heater.
10-year warranty?
What's that? With a longer warranty?
10-year warranty? I mean, what do we get with it?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the other one?
We anticipate and hope that we can get, again, probably 10 years out of this next one.
Yeah,
That's
it's only
typical life?
$59,000 for the heater, $200,000 for the 10-year warranty, I think.
Okay, I'm just surprised at the value.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's
All
a
right,
price,
thanks.
it's a cost.
Thank you, Steve.
I didn't realize we were paying for the pool heaters for all of Washington County.
And actually, we are, because we are the only.
I know.
pool.
Yeah, right.
That was the joke. Oh, that's funny. Okay, well, hearing no other comments, questions, concerns, or humor, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. Communication, Shannon.
So all nomination paperwork has been filed. There's currently only one alderperson running in each district. Joe Kohler is running again in District 1. Dean Curley is running in District 2, and Tony Garza is running again in District 3.
Thank you very much. So nobody is opposed.
Nope.
I'm sure we'll have a huge turnout. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Appearances and citizen comments. This is your time to come up to the podium and speak to the Common Council about anything about the city. Any citizen is welcome to come up, speak your name and your address, and you get 3 glorious minutes. Going twice, going 3 times. I feel like President Trump. I'd like to turn the camera around and just pan our audience. And, okay, hearing none. The mayor's report. The one thing I wanted to say was I wanted to compliment, because I did actually receive compliments, and for the first time of a storm this size, 0 complaints about the plowing of the city of Hartford. Our crews did a wonderful job. They really did keep on top of it. Actually, I did hear one complaint. My wife, for the 6 times in one day, the plows went by, and we had to run out and
That was
reshovel our
just because it was
driveway.
Michael. That was just because it was Michael driving.
That is, and you mentioned Mike Sapiansky.
He waved every
Yeah,
time. I heard.
every time. Well, she was his
Could have been the mayor's house, too.
Cub Scout den mother, so I think there was a wink and a nod. But yes, it was a wonderful job, so thank you very much for the city crews. I know they put in a lot of work and kept the city moving, which is a great thing. It's always nice to see, especially when you get compliments, when people actually pull you aside and say, hey, we really appreciate the fact that this was done, because they said 12 and a half inches. We were measuring ours, literally going out with it, and ours was just almost on the dot 14 inches of snow. So we really did get hit, and for that concentrated of amount of time, and then the temperatures dropping to ridiculousness, it really has helped. So thank you very much to our folks all pitching in, and thank you to I know many people obviously getting inconvenienced at that time for parking, for the most part, keeping the streets clear of parked cars, making it easier for our crews and your neighbors, so the streets were properly cleared. So thank you very much for that. With that, please make sure that you're watching, if you've got any elderly folks anywhere, because this cold will start to abate tomorrow, but it's still going to be pretty cold. A welfare check or something like that, if you know that there's anybody living alone, is always a good thing, just to make sure that they have heat, their furnace is running and that, and to make sure that areas that have any type of vents, like for a furnace that are outside or low, make sure you're keeping those clear. Carbon monoxide poisoning is rare, but it can happen if the snow is piled up in any of those areas, so please make sure you're checking that. With that, we have aldermanic requests. President Rusniak.
And just following up on what you said, I met with Darrell Kranz yesterday, and he's to be commended for an excellent effort. And the snow plowing crew, they put in 16-hour shifts. The only time they came in was for food or bathroom. The rest of the time they were driving. They went home for 4 or 5 hours and came right back. And that's just unbelievable, the amount of effort they put into snow plowing. So hats off to Darrell, hats off to that entire snow plowing crew. Anybody that complains about city streets being slippery, it's all over southeast Wisconsin. We're not alone. There's a hard pack about 2 inches on every road, and it's like ice, and there's nothing we can do about it. So.
Correct. That does not respond, with the temperatures this low, it doesn't respond to salt.
Right.
So that's.
Now we're trying something new, according to Steve.
Correct. Okay, Alderperson Carroll.
Oh, one more snow-related thing. Remember to adopt a hydrant. They
Oh,
are
yeah.
very,
Yeah, right.
and the fire department needs to get to them. You'll appreciate it if you have something in your neighborhood and the hydrant is open, so.
Yes, very good, Alderperson Reagan.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Alderperson Garza.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Alderperson Turchi.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Alderperson Kohler.
Yeah, just to tag onto the snow removal, I do know, and we will be attentive to it, but there is, within the snow removal, there's a DOT regulation that our drivers could only be out on the road for a certain amount of time. And the snowfall that we had this last time on Friday during the day, at night it's a little bit easier because we have people that can come in, we get a fuller crew, so on and so forth. But this really, hats off to Darrell and his crew on the balancing of the hours that the drivers can work to remain legal and to remove all the snow that they had has been outstanding. So just hats off to the team. There's a lot more behind it than just getting behind a plow and driving and cleaning off the roads in front of each other, in front of our houses. So again, good job with the crews, paying attention to what the DOT will allow and require them to do, as well as the scheduling of our folks, and especially during the day when we first got hit. So, nice job.
Thank you very much. Alderperson Fulop.
Joe's got it covered. Thanks.
Okay. Super. Okay, with that, we go to standing committee reports, Finance and Personnel. President Rusniak.
One item tonight, discussion and consideration of approving a Class B intoxicating liquor license to Pearl of Canton LLC number 2, located at 46 East Jackson Street. Shanna?
So the Pearl of Canton, this is their second location. Their original location is in West Bend. They have taken over the China Garden location. China Garden had previously had a combined Class B liquor license. So now Pearl of Canton number 2 just wants a Class B intoxicating liquor license. We don't see any issue with it, so we're just seeking approval.
So staff recommends approval then?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Any questions or comments? If not, back to you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Would look for a motion. Alderperson Fulop, second by Alderperson Garza.
Motion by Alderperson Fulop, seconded by Alderperson Garza, to approve a Class B intoxicating liquor license to Pearl of Canton LLC number 2.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. We go to resolutions and possible action. Resolution number 3660, a resolution to establish priority road projects within the 2024 to 2028 CIP. We did have an executive summary attached. Go ahead, John.
Okay, good evening. Thanks for taking time with this. I've got two WISTOT grants. One has been tentatively approved for funding improvements on North Wilson Avenue in the amount of $46,974 through the WISTOT Local Road Improvement Program. And then the reason we are doing this is, one, to seek the mayor's authorization to sign those grant applications, and then to identify our priorities, because we don't list them in the CIP, we just say street paving. And DOT needs to see that we have indeed a resolution supporting the project as a priority. The second project is paving proposal to restore the pavement on North and South Wacker Drive from essentially the Rubicon River Bridge south to West Monroe Avenue. My estimate is about $480,000, and we're looking for 50% support from DOT. We are identified as one of a handful of projects that do have support from the Local Road Improvement Committee through the county, and so DOT knows about this. So we may get that, an opportunity to get that project funded for 2025.
Super, thank you very much. We'll look for a motion to approve, and then we can go to discussion. Alderperson Phillips, second by Alderperson Kohler. And with that, any questions, comments for city staff? If not, we've got the motion. All those in favor for Resolution 3660 to establish priority road projects, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you.
Can I say it?
Item 10B, a Resolution 3661, supporting the execution of an engineering contract for the Mill Pond Dam repair design. Here's one real quick question. This doesn't have to do with that woman who drove across the dam, does it?
No, sir.
Just incredible. Okay, thank you. Yes, somebody actually did drive across the dam.
Yep.
With a car.
A small car.
Small car.
Uh-huh. Okay, please, go
I
ahead.
recently received an order that's in your package from the DNR as a result of our inspection of the dam last year, and they're ordering us to provide this dam repair design by the end of 2024. There's some leeway there, but I knew it was coming, so we programmed it in the CIP, found probably the most cost-effective engineering firm that I've been able to get my arms around here to offer a fair price, I think, to do the work. There's a lot of work involved for them. And our engineering team here at the city will assist from time to time with their efforts as well. But looking for approval to get that project going.
Okay, thank you. Would look for a motion to approve. President Rusniak, second by Alderperson Carroll.
Motion by Alderperson Rusniak, seconded by Alderperson Carroll for the adoption of proposed resolution number 3661.
Any further discussion?
I just have a quick question.
Please, go ahead. We'll let, go ahead, Alderperson.
So is this part of, I know you've talked about it, I know there's some opportunities throughout on the Rubicon River going through town and out of town, on some other areas of improvement that we have to do. Is this all encompassing, is this part of that, or is this going to be separate from the other projects that possibly may be coming up?
This would be one of the lead projects for that series of projects that I've identified on the river corridor. And I will be presenting that, as you suggested, to the Public Works Committee next week.
Okay, sounds good.
President Rusniak.
Now that we got the wheels in motion on this, John, when do you anticipating the true dam repair to be done? 2025, 2026? What's
I'm
our
thinking maybe 2026, 27. It depends on what the cost is and how
So
we
it's not
decide.
urgent.
Yeah, and there is a grant opportunity through the DNR that we're also going to pursue, so that
I
might
was
take a
just gonna
couple
ask that.
years
There's
just
got
to
to be a
get into
grant
that,
available.
get into that queue of funding, so
Sure.
I hope to have some cost sharing on that.
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you.
My question was the grant, and thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Last resolution, number 3664, resolution to amend Resolution 3624 regarding vacation.
You go back to C, please.
Go back to C.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to see, okay, resolution supporting the execution of an engineering contract for a utility rate study to evaluate alternative stormwater program funding.
Okay. Another project that we've been, that's been brewing for about 2 years now. We've been struggling with our concerns about how we're gonna finance all these ponds that the DNR is gonna force us to build over time and so forth. And looking for other alternative opportunities to do that, cost share and so forth. One of the elements of our program is to look at what is the feasibility of doing a stormwater utility here in the city of Hartford, and how might that affect us and benefit us or hurt us. So we want to figure out, is that a viable option, and that is the purpose of this study.
Okay, do we have a motion to,
Also move.
okay, Alderperson Reagan, second by Alderperson Turchi.
Motion by Alderperson Reagan, seconded by Alderperson Turchi for the adoption of proposed resolution number 3663.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Go ahead, President Resniak.
John, the math doesn't come out. 40,000 from one account and 7,000 from the other. You're $920 short.
I am, but I'm thinking that I can find that in our excess from bidding other projects
Okay.
and so forth, so.
I'm just checking your math, that's all.
Thanks, good catch.
Alderperson Fulham.
So I'm real curious, what is this particular study? They're just gonna do utility rate analysis for 50K?
We're gonna look at what we've been spending since the stormwater program started, and how, and forecast what these accelerating costs for compliance are going to be over the next 5 to 10 years, and determine, how far can we get toward compliance as a result of just incrementally borrowing to get a little bit of stormwater work done every year, or do we look at doing something like other communities have around us, which is a stormwater utility where you get a fee quarterly or once a year or whatever it's determined to be, where your household will generate a certain amount of stormwater pollution, your lot, just like with the rate study for the sanitary sewer. And we're going to compare that to Quad Graphics and these bigger industrial sites, and get everybody to pay, in that scenario, a fair share of the stormwater pollution that they're generating.
So in a lot of times, municipalities will have new expenses that get imposed on them, and without the ability to raise the taxes to be able to cover it. And so a utility is a means by which to move it from a part of your taxes to a utility, and then that is shared among everybody who gets a utility bill. You guys remember this probably about 20 years ago. Well, maybe not all of you were around 20 years ago on council, but we did this with fire suppression costs. So they called it a extinguisher cost, a hydrant cost, whatever it would be. And now when you look at your water bill, there's a hydrant cost on there. This is the same type of thing. As your costs go up higher than you're able to raise taxes, and so you create it as a utility. It takes it off the taxes. It spreads it out equally among all property owners, not just those who pay taxes. And then by it spreading out to a wider base, you actually find out that in a lot of cases, it actually doesn't change how much you totally pay out of your household towards those things. It just goes from a tax to a utility.
So I got that concept. What I'm blown away as it's 50K to do an accounting exercise. We have all those monies. They're gonna run some scenarios, or are they gonna do physical survey work in each one of these stormwater locations?
Well, no, this is more of a internal exercise to figure out what kind of staffing do we really need to operate and maintain a storm sewer system, because we're not really doing that right now. We're only repairing damage. We're not doing proactive maintenance of the system, which means that it's just disintegrating on us. And this is a way to maybe look at, what would it take to do it right, to meet the compliance requirements of the laws that the DNR has imposed on us here.
Okay, thank you.
But we're not gonna do anything until I come back to you with the results of this, and we sit down and we have a long talk about it, about what's the best way. I want you guys to be the ones to decide which way we're going.
Either
And of
way,
course,
we're spending $50K to have that cost-benefit decision.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Nothing's free.
I get that.
Thank you. So, go ahead, Tony.
Quick one. You mentioned earlier, one of the meetings about the ponds being compliant for the DNR we don't have enough of them or something like that, and we have to maintain them as well. So is this study going to look into what ponds we currently have that are not part of this DNR compliance and maybe convert them over, or the creation of new ones as needed?
It's a good question, both.
Both? Okay.
Yes.
Because I know you mentioned before, we had some ponds that could fit some of this for it, so I definitely want to see how those would help get us into compliance.
Right, and this would apply to, staff, it'd apply to equipment and materials, to, just like we would at water or sewer.
Okay.
Yeah, right now, all these expenses are in your taxes. It's under your stormwater budget. And what this would do is evaluate the growth of this budget because of the need to try to comply with our MS4 permit. And if that is going beyond our ability to raise taxes or to raise, through growth, then you're going to look at probably the need to do a utility.
What other local cities have a utility like this, or anything local? I mean, does West Bend
Slinger.
have?
Slinger has one. West Bend, I believe they're doing this rate study as well. I don't know if they've started it or if it's this year, but everybody's kind of looking for ways to finance stormwater programs.
I want to say either Grafton, Cedarburg, Thiensville area have them. Like I said, we're not the sexy one. We're not the new one doing it. A lot of communities have done this for quite a while.
Okay.
And part of the study will be evaluating that and bringing that to present to you as, Slinger does this, and this is what they're generating, and this is what they're doing versus a West Bend or Hustisford, et cetera.
But it's a great question, and we'll have a list of everybody who has
Thank
one in
you.
the area.
Okay. Would look then for a motion to approve on this resolution?
Motion approved.
Oh,
Regan and
oh, we do have
We-
one already,
we
correct?
did one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. See, you're on the ball here. Do I hear any, yeah, exactly. Do I hear any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Carried. Boy, that was quick and a nice cold
Thank you.
day. Thank you very
See you
much,
next week.
John, appreciate it. Nothing for the city administrator's report I see, so we go directly to,
No, we
Let's
missed,
go back to D
Resolution
now.
3664.
but I don't want to do. No, yeah, resolution to amend Resolution 3624 regarding, I love that, vacation of public right-of-way, which is a vacating of. We're not putting the right-of-ways on vacation. Okay, thank you.
So again, this is just a cleanup, as you saw in the executive summary. I don't have to go over that with you, but again, this is just a cleanup of the prior resolution, which is vacating that public right-of-way to the adjoining properties.
Yes, President
And
Rosniak.
there is no cost to the city on this,
No,
right?
no,
Adjacent property.
again, we're just taking a existing right-of-way, a road, of alleyway, whatever it was originally thought of being, and then just distributing that to the properties. And again, you already made the decision to do this. This is just cleaning that up.
Super, thank you very much.
Move to approve.
Move to approve Reagan Kohler.
motion by Alderperson Reagan, seconded by
raise
Alderperson
your hand.
Kohler for the adoption of proposed resolution number 3664.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Can we adjourn now? Yeah, for adjournment, Alderperson Carroll, second by Alderperson Fulop.
Fulop, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion by Alderperson Carroll, seconded by Alderperson Fulop to adjourn at 7:26 PM.
For adjournment, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. We stand adjourned. Thank you.